Thanks to the presence of all of you, and in particular, those of you from Canton. This is the largest congregation we've had since the pandemic. And it's the official opening of the Museum of Family Prayer, so we're just delighted that you're here today. And also for the 3 Tiverton women, whose intention I will honor at Mass today as well. Jesus asked, "What do you want me to do for you?" The other afternoon, I was closing up the ministry. Father David had just finished here in confessions, when 3 first-year college students came by for a visit. We don't get many of them, so when we do get them, we're just overwhelmed. So even though we were closing, I said, "Well, would you like a little tour?" And I proceeded to give them a little tour. They were curious about the building that was set apart from the rest of the campus. As I paused, as you very well did this morning when Kaylee was giving you the tour down the bridge, there was a plaque there with the prayer and the manifestations of prayer. As I paused to read about prayer and its many applications, reference was made to Lectio Divina as a way to pray. My understanding of this is that you take the scripture and imagine the scene, the reaction of people to what was happening and what was being said. Well, the gospel passage from Matthew today lent itself to me for Lectio Divina. I could picture Jesus walking with his disciples. On several occasions, Jesus had reminded them that his fate was sealed. He was not long for this world. And like Jeremiah today, people had been contriving a plot to kill him. Like Jeremiah, who stood before God to speak on behalf of his betrayers, shielding them from the wrath of God, Jesus really had been doing the same thing. So this trip to Jerusalem, this walk to Jerusalem, we know would be his last one. There he would be tried and sentenced to death. And he reminded his disciples once again what was about to happen. And we know from another occasion that Peter had difficulty dealing with this truth. We recall his reaction and Jesus' words to him, "Get behind me, Satan." What the others may have said or how they reacted at that moment, we do not know. We can only surmise. We know what John and James' mother did. She approached Jesus to ask him for something. Jesus knew what she was about to ask, but still he asked her, What do you want me to do for you?" You heard what she asked. She wanted her sons to be close to Jesus, one on the left and one on the right. Jesus asked the sons if they could drink the cup, and both resolutely replied, "We can." They did. James was stoned to death in 62 AD. John, after a long life of service to the Lord, would die of old age in Ephesus. What do we want? Or what do you want, I should ask. What do you want me to do for you? Jesus asked. And we heard that question before when Jesus asked this of the 2 blind men who called out to him. They wanted to see. And throughout the ages, the Lord continues to ask, "What do you want me to do for you?" A novelist wrote, "Try to love the question now. Love that question now." Throughout the remainder of Lent, consider Jesus asking you each day, "What do you want me to do for you?" This simple reflection has very deep potential. Allow it, ask it, and allow it to sink in throughout the coming days of Lent as we finish. Then when Easter arrives, we will be prepared and ready to answer the Lord, who awaits a reply from us.